Hi lovelies and welcome to the Witch's Cookery. Today we're talking about witchy things to do for the new moon. If you're still unsure of how to work with the moon as a witch, or you just would like some inspiration for an easy ritual for the new moon, this is the video for you. We will discover how to manifest with the new moon and how to let go and cleanse with the dark moon energies. But what is moon magic or lunar magic, and how do we work with the moon in witchcraft? Now in the future I will definitely be making a video explaining way more in detail on how to work magic with the moon. This is just a very short summary, but essentially witchcraft and witchcraft practices all over the world stem from old rural traditions, and with that obviously also some kind of nature-bound spirituality. And in all those cultures all over the world, the moon has always played a very significant role. It was either linked to a deity, it was considered a powerful force in itself, it was also used to measure time and to kind of get structure into the year, and people based their rural year around the moon phases as well. You might have heard of lunar gardening or gardening with the moon, which actually dates back thousands of years. There's proof of that in findings along the Nile and the Euphrates. We find proof of that through findings along the Nile and the Euphrates. I did it correctly. This time. There's mentioning of that in the scripts of Pliny the Elder, and also if you move the timeline along in the medieval ages, Hildegard von Bingen, the German mystic, was very into lunar gardening and the influence of the moon on plants. Now, does the moon really have an energy? Does the moon really have an influence on us? There are 1,000 myths out there of there will be more accidents with full moon, there are more births with full moon, or women's cycles were linked to the moon cycles, which obviously from a scientific point of view is absolute BS. But the moon can play a significant role in synchronicity magic, basically meaning that there is something that we can see and observe, the moon growing and then shrinking again, and we attribute some sort of magical power to that as well. And we'll not forget that our brain is actually a very powerful tool. So if we believe something, that can actually have a very powerful effect on our reality and how we see reality, like a placebo effect, as you will. So it doesn't matter if you believe in lunar energies or you're a skeptic bitch, you can make it work to your benefit either way. Before we dive into new moon rituals and how to manifest with a new moon and all that jazz, first we need to know when the new moon actually occurs, and that will differ obviously depending on where you are in the world, every 28 days. Is it 28? I feel it is. Let me check that. Don't want to tell lies here. I was indeed correct. An awesome tool that I can definitely recommend to you is to get a moon app. My favorite moon app is actually a free app that you can download. It's called Moony or Moon Calendar. I don't know, they changed the name in the process, but it's by Freckled Ochi, a Dutch company. And it's amazing because it doesn't only show you the different moon phases, it also shows you in which sign the moon is in. It also will tell you more about the lunar gardening, and it will correlate this like rural wisdom with tasks that are beneficial to do that day or that you might want to stay clear of. And that in itself matches also the witchcraft ideas on working magic with the moon. Now that we know when the new moon is, we want to know what the new moon is. So what it actually means is that you have the earth, and here's the sun, and the moon circles around the earth, right? Does it? Yeah, it does. It would be embarrassing if I got that wrong. Anyway, Earth, Sun, when the moon moves between Earth and Sun, so it's basically in the middle, the sun shines on that side of the moon. That side that is towards us appears dark, so we can't see the new moon. New moon is basically black. Sometimes in a pagan context that's also referred to as the dark moon because you can't really see it with the naked eye, and that's also how it was called back in the times, but now that we have telescopes we can actually see that like very shortly after there's this little sliver of the crescent moon, so that's a new moon phase. In witchcraft there are different camps. Some witches like to use dark moon energies, especially for things like introspection and finding to yourself and everything witchy, especially in folk witchcraft that is not supposed to be seen, that's supposed to be hidden, a little bit dark, a little bit the spiteful kind of magic. But the new moon in itself is usually linked to new beginnings, manifesting, starting new habits, starting new exciting endeavors, growth, personal growth, and with that obviously also reflection and introspection. Now, should you only start new endeavors, new beginnings with a new moon? Obviously not. If you're really excited about a new project, about something you want to do, start now. Jump into the water. Your own thrive and your own energy and your own excitement or your own thrive to action is so much more powerful than some celestial rock floating around in a certain position over the earth. Honestly, don't miss out. Don't wait 21 days until you can start. But of course, if you do want to give it that new moon energy, there's nothing wrong with doing that too and making a ritual in order to give it a little magical push as well. For the rest of the video, I will share some witchy things to do for the new moon with you, new moon ritual ideas, and we'll start this off with things to do for the new moon in preparation of a new moon ritual. Now, if you want to start something new, it's often easier to do that with a clean slate. And what you do before your ritual depends completely upon your goals and needs. So here are some witchy and mundane things to consider. You could, for example, declutter and reorganize your altar space if you're planning to do a lot of spells, a lot of ritual for this next moon cycle, if there's a lot that you might want to invite into your life. First, declutter, get rid of stuff, get rid of stagnant energies, get rid of chaos to make space for the new. And that obviously doesn't only count for your altar space, that might also be your apartment, your room, your purse, your car. What else can you clean? Can you tell I don't like cleaning very much, so don't have much experience in that. Also think of things like your email account, if there's a lot of like old emails piling up, or even maybe your makeup purse if you're planning to do a lot of glamour magic or take better care of your skincare routine. An obvious benefit of that is that it's much easier to be happy and organized and productive if you have an organized and clean space. And we don't only want to think about the physical cleansing and cleaning and decluttering. This could also be an emotional declutter for you. For example, if you have any disputes to settle, if you have fights with someone, it's a good time to first sort those things out, to let go, to really resolve those before you start into a new phase, into new endeavors. In general, situations that make your stomach turn or like get you that like knot in the gut feeling or stone in the throat, like whatever the English expression might be. Things that make you feel bad. Maybe you need to go and apologize to someone. Maybe you need to go and talk something out with someone. Maybe you need to do your taxes. Gives me so much anxiety. I'd also want to bite the bullet with things that just make you procrastinate. If you are a fan of to-do lists and there's just this one item there that you keep like, you know, putting off for the next day and the next day, and every time you actually have to do it, you're like, no, I'm first gonna watch a Netflix series and then I will do it, and then now it's already too late and I'm gonna do it first thing tomorrow, but then, you know, it just never happens. Do that thing, do it. Now's the time. Then of course you can also think about cleansing yourself. That can be with herbs that you burn, that can be with a ritual shower, a ritual bath. Just write out your feelings, your emotions, or whatever else maybe you want to get rid of. Write it on a piece of paper, just so you have that clarity and that cleansed and fresh feeling for yourself too. Another thing that, in my personal opinion, is important if you're inviting more positive things into your life, if you want to manifest more positive things, is to be grateful for the things that you already have. So any sort of gratitude journaling or happy thoughts, grateful thoughts, gratitude meditation is also a lovely way to prepare your new moon ritual. Especially important if you are a believer of the law of attraction. And now we're getting into the things that you could consider doing for a new moon ritual. Now I'm only giving you building blocks for your personal new moon ritual here. Obviously, just take what you feel might benefit you and like leave the rest out. You can completely completely custom tailor it. There is no right and no wrong. A ritual is just some act that you pull together that just feels right for you and obviously serves you in some kind of purpose. Now, what I really love to do on new moon nights, if the sky is clear, is to do stargazing. First of all, you don't have that other light source, also known as the moon. So the stars appear much brighter and you can really feel the vastness of the universe. It's just a great way to meditate, to feel connected to the universe, to everything around you, and it also in some ways makes all your problems and troubles shrink. At least for me it does. Another fun thing to do is to draw a tarot card or an oracle card for the new moon, and you can use that in two ways. You can either reflect on things that are holding you back, or you can also see it as a chance to reflect on your goals or things that you want to achieve during this new moon cycles, or that you should keep in mind during your manifestation and work process. Since a lot of people like to manifest with a new moon, meaning they want to work on goals, they want to make their dreams become a reality, it's also a great time to get out your planner. Break down your goals in little actionable steps, and you can do that as part of a ritual. A big part of manifesting is to know what you actually want and to know how you can achieve it, and only then can you really work your magic with that. Other ways to manifest your goals is obviously to do some journaling or scripting. And when scripting or journaling, also remember you can use, for example, a different color pen or different color paper that might also fuel a little bit more magic into the entire process. Have a new moon journal for that, where you write out, for example, a day in the life in the future, how you envision it to look like. Write it in the past tense as if it had already happened. That tricks your mind into having all those good feelings, those good emotions that give you all that positive energy to actually achieve your goals, to work towards your goals, and to go from that narrow mindset to a mindset of like thriving and I can actually do it, I can achieve it. You then can anoint that journal with some special made oil, or bless it, or just store it away, or if you're a more practical witch, you can write your desires on a little post-it note and stick it on your mirror so you can see it every day and be reminded of it. If you're not a fan of pen and paper, this also works if you just visualize it, if you daydream about it, or if you make that part of a meditation during your new moon ritual. If you're a green witch like me, you can also combine a little bit of lunar gardening with a spell. You could, for example, do a seedling spell, and I posted a really nice idea of that a while ago on my Patreon, and just plant your wishes together with a new little houseplant friend. Other ways to incorporate green witchcraft or herbs into your new moon practice would, for example, be to make a special manifestation oil or manifestation mist, something that you infuse with magic herbs that have like certain correspondences or meaning to you. You could also put crystals and whatever you wanted in that, and then use on a daily basis throughout the month to give you that extra magical little push. I, for example, have a little perfume oil that I infused with those herbs, and I just rub it on my wrists and behind my ears every day, because I just feel it serves as a little reminder on what I'm living for that day, and it's also just that tiny bit of magic that I want. You can also make new moon water. Moon water is usually what people call when they put out a bottle with water at night and let it infuse by the lunar energies. So if you want to do that with a new moon, you want to harvest those lunar energies for yourself, you could use that water, for example, in kitchen witchery. Let's say you want to work on your health. Take that new moon water and make it into a lovely green smoothie the next day, or use it in your herb infused manifestation mist, or any spell that you want to incorporate new moon energy in, really. You could also make candle magic part of your new moon ritual. I personally like to use white candles for cleansing and black candles for any kind of introspection, reflection, meditation. And then depending on the desired outcome of your ritual, you can choose a color to your liking or to the magical correspondences. Now, if you looked at what you want to manifest with a new moon and you feel there are still some obstacles to overcome, what might also be a great addition to a new moon ritual would be a road opener spell to overcome these obstacles, to unblock and to just find new solutions. Now, of course, I can also not leave out my favorite topic, kitchen witchery. This can be a ritual in itself where you make a certain food or drink item that will call in the energies that will bring you what you desire. If you want to have more passion, maybe make a spicy hot cocoa for your partner. If you want to manifest new friendships, friendship. Is that a word? I don't know, I just said it too often. If you want to manifest new friendships, bake that honey and lemon cake. There are so many options out there and much inspiration on my channel. Your manifestations or your goals that you desire require some form of action, maybe in you changing habits that you have or getting into a new routine. It might also be a great time to download a free app. There are so many out there that help you build new habits or healthy habits or whatever you need in that moment. Now, these were my witchy things to do for the new moon and a little bit of how to work witchcraft with the moon. And I hope from me chewing your ear off, you now have actually gathered a couple of useful things for your new moon ritual. Now, lovely witches, that was it from my side. I'm gonna see you very soon, possibly with a little vlog. Bye! Oh my god, you know that when you wear like nice linen stuff and it's hot and then anytime it touches your skin it's like so much back sweat. Alright, that was it. Goodbye.